So you want to be happy in life? You're definitely not alone in this journey. The idea of happiness can sometimes be vague. We have people every day talking on this thing that everyone seems to dream of. Have you ever wondered if watching YouTube video can actually make you happier in life? Well, I watched 100 of them to find out. Before I get into this happiness hunt on YouTube, I once thought that happiness is like an ultimate goal for humanity. We do different things every day, but our end goal is the same. Is to reach this point where you can live a happy life. But I was so wrong on this. YouTube is such a great platform for topic like this because people are sharing the books they read, the lessons they took, some real life stories. To save your time, come along as I share the 5 key lessons I discovered in the 100 YouTube video and what actually helped. Lesson 1. Don't have only one goal. This point is the most contradict one among the videos that talks about happiness. Some says have one goal and just look straight into that one main goal and being unbothered by the other stuff in your life, and then you will have a fulfilled and happy life. That is actually a lie. Having only one goal in life means that there is just one single thing that you care the most of, and it actually limits your potential to enjoy other aspects of life. In fact, this is what makes people stress. It's the opposite of happy. Don't have only one goal. An example of this is back to the influencer industry I was in. Like there is this unspoken rule that if you hit 1,000k followers, it's better for you to just create another side account. I have a friend that has 6,000k followers on Chinese TikTok, but she was having a really hard time seeing the numbers going up and down. She would just stare at the numbers of likes and comments after she posts the video for hours. This is what people feel when they have only one thing to care about. No matter how awesome her contents were, how big numbers she have, she's still stressing out every day, not enjoying the process. But things really started to change in the months she had that second account. She uses this second account to share her daily stories, and now she has 2 focuses instead of 1. It's incredible how having multiple purposes in your life can reduce your stress levels. It's really dangerous to only have one goal because if that one thing failed, you will feel like your life collapsed. In fact, having multiple goals in life acts like a safety net. If 1 or 2 things goes wrong, you still have other things to care about. It keeps you from the trap of thinking, wow, this one thing gone wrong, my life must be a failure, while there's actually just one thing that gone wrong. Lesson 2. Happiness is a mind virus. As the Dr. Waldinger said in the Diary of a CEO video, happiness is a mind virus. They will transmit from a person to another person. It's such a neat way to describe the nature of happiness. Growing up, we all have that one person who's always in a good vibe, that we feel safe and cheer up around them. Whatever it's a family member, a friend, we feel like it's impossible to have a bad time if they are around. When we surround ourselves with the like-minded people, their mood can infect us too. Remember that overwhelming feeling you got listening to that friend of yours always talking about how terrible their life is, everyone around them not treating them well enough? As a human being, our mood actually can get highly affected by the people around us. In fact, it's not just our mood that gets influenced, it's our ideas, thoughts, even purposes. This is actually a biological response in our brain that if we are around with positive people, our brain will produce chemicals like dopamine and serotonin. That is a key factor to make us feel good. Positive human interaction plays an incredible part in your happiness life. Having experienced 2 distinctly different friend groups myself, I can assure you this is a crucial part in living a peaceful life. Lesson 3. Feel all the feels. Brené Brown reminds us in The Power of Vulnerability that people are imperfect and wired for struggle, but we are worthy of love and belonging. Allow yourself to feel, process, and move on. Sometimes when we chase the idea of happiness too long, we start to get obsessed. We think, hey, I've decided to have a happy life. I can't have any negative emotions anymore. But when those negative feelings do come up, we feel this disappointment on ourselves, or we try to run away from it. It's like we are cornered by our own expectation of happiness. It's the optimistic fraud. You don't need to constantly stress about feeling happy. Like, I need to feel happy. Why can't I just feel happy no matter what happened? Stuffing down emotions is like fighting the humanity. It's unhealthy. By keep giving pressure to yourself of being happy when you are actually not, is not a way of achieving a happier life. Instead, we should just accept it, feel it, simply acknowledge it. When emotions are suppressed, they don't just disappear. They snowball from a smaller issue to a larger one and intensify over time. You feel angry, that's fine. Feel the anger in you and realize, oh, I'm feeling angry. Acceptance of emotions are essential for self-awareness. So we actually achieve better emotional regulation if we accept it. Lesson 4. There is no past, no future. It's just now. Sometimes you don't even realize you are in a wonderfully happy state in your life that you're gonna miss after years. I was once in an incredibly hard time, not be able to do any future plans because of how bad the situation is. I felt suffocated and so much pressure and anxiety. Just that was the time when I started this watch 100 YouTube video of finding the happiness. One thing that really worked for me is to realize the moment. Take this. If past and future does not exist, it's just now. Like this moment, this very second. Are you happy? You're probably watching this video sitting in your room, wearing comfortable clothes, or laying down, or in a transit to some other places. Just take a second to realize how peaceful this moment is. It was an afternoon. I stopped worrying and looked out of my window. Everything became so calming. Even though my tough situation didn't change. That moment, if just that moment, if that moment is everything, I actually can say that I am living a happy life. The sound of birds singing, the rustling of leaves in the wind, the pleasant humidity in the air, and the distant sound of kids playing and laughing. Aren't this ordinary everyday thing also a form of happiness? Lesson 5. Control what you can. As Mark Manson says, don't waste energy on things you can't control. Then how do we deal with the things we can control? I find Dr. Robert Waddinger's idea on this super helpful. He suggested that the things that we can control are virtually all outside of ourselves. By refocusing on the things we can control, meaning analyze it or write it down, we develop this habit of bringing our struggle, anxiety, this unfocused fear from the amygdala, which is this emotional center of our brain, to the prefrontal cortex, which is this logical area of our brain. For the overthinkers out there like me, hope for the best, prepare for the worst, and then just let it be. I know this can be extremely tough to achieve. It's probably the hardest among all 5 lessons, but practicing this alone can give you an inspiring change to the whole mindset. Acceptance is a big part in this. Take an example. If the train is late on your big day, instead of panicking, being blinded by emotions, and thinking, why me? Why today? Does the world hate me? Accept the fact that the train is late and process it as a fact that this is something out of our control. Then take a step back and see what we can control in this situation. Can we take a taxi or call the person in charge of the event that we are running late of? Use the time and energy on the things you can control can save you so much troubles in life. Anyhow, happiness is a journey, not a destination, and it isn't a one-size-fits-all deal. It's your unique journey. There are so many answers and perspectives in finding one's happiness. I think once you figure out what you really care in life, You're on the right journey of experiencing your own happiness. These lessons aren't just theories. They are practical steps I've begun to apply in my life. And I've started seeing the changes, small but significant. Now, here's the question for you. What changes can you make in your life today? Let us know in the comment section.